Hi guys, Miss Osuna here. We're going to draw the hand from our last sketch that we did together. So start off with a circle, that's the wrist socket. Then a diagonal line upward on the right. The one on the left is shorter, and a diagonal line across. Now we're going to make our W's from the far right. Go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Those W's represent our knuckles. Now let's move on to our fingers. We're going to start with the index finger. On the far right, you go diagonally slightly left, and then horizontal, and then the third segment slightly down. Segment 1, diagonally left. Segment number 2, horizontal. And segment 3, slightly downward. That's the beginning of your index finger. Now let's move on to our middle finger. We're repeating the same process. Diagonally left, horizontal, and this time it's longer, downward. Just want to point out here that we started creating this middle finger on the upward portion of our W's that represent our knuckles. Now let's move on to our ring finger. Diagonally upward, and now we're curving downward, and it's shorter than our middle finger. Next is the pinky. We're upward, and then we go horizontal, and then downward once again. Next, we're going to move on to the fingertip side. So we're just going to do a curved shape, and then we're going to straighten that line out and connect it to our first knuckle. So from the fingertip, we're going to curve and then draw a straight line the rest of the way, connecting to the knuckle. Just like that. That's our index finger. Now, curve and then straight, connecting it towards the middle of that next finger where the knuckle is. Curve, connect it to that knuckle. And the last one, we're curving upward, and then we aim back downward, connecting to the hand. That's it for your fingertips. Now you simply go back in and shave off here and there. So you can make the fingers skinnier if you like, or make them wider, or longer or shorter. Now let's go on ahead and add fingernails. Just simply shade the tips of our fingers and extend them as long as you want. That's it for your fingernail. That concludes the sketching of our hand before we go to our tracing paper to finish it up. Want to know a fun fact? If you look really closely on our sketch, you'll notice that the pinky seems very short and it seems like it's bent a lot more than the other fingers. Well, in real life, that's exactly what my fingers do. So I thought I would just let you know. You're welcome to extend that pinky if you'd like and make it longer and straighter, but I do that for character because, like I said, it's very fun to have tiny little quirks within your sketches because that does represent the reality and it makes things more interesting. Now on to our tracing paper so we can stylize. Now grab some tracing paper, put it on top of your sketch, and simply trace the parts that you want to keep, adjusting for your own styling purposes. So here I'm tracing the top of our fingers and I'm making it a little more narrow as I go around and head down towards the wrist. Now I'm doing the fingertip side underneath, and once again you can adjust during this tracing portion however much you would like. Try to make sure that your fingers are somewhat even, but there's not an exact amount because, of course, real fingers are not exactly even. Go on ahead and finish tracing the last little bits, connecting them back to the knuckles, and that is it for your tracing of your hand with your stylized adjustments. Next, you can add fingernails. You're just tracing right on top of that sketch. I start off shorter and then I gradually make my nails a little bit longer, depending on what the fashion collection is representing. So see here now, I'm going to go back and add and make it longer because this was a very high fashion, very glamorous feel that I was going for. Well done. You know that you can use this hand many different ways, tracing it so it can be a left hand or a right hand, and then also tilting it so that it can be angled in different ways and on different positions of your croquis. Looking forward to seeing your great work, and until we meet again, please stay well.